My name is Marco Di Lauro. I'm Italian. I've been working with Getty Images since 2002, and I joined a reportage by Getty Images in 2007. The first time I went to Iraq was in 2003, and I spent nearly 3 years covering the war for Getty News service. My trip for the project on landmine victims in 2014 was my first time in Iraq since then. But emotionally, it was one of the most difficult jobs I've ever done because I never spent any extensive amount of time in my life with landmine victims. They went through amazing sufferings, which were mutilated by one of the worst weapons we have ever invented as a human being. Sajjad was probably the strongest images of my Iraq trip, as was the saddest and the most miserable face of a human being I've ever seen in my entire career. Sajjad was in the field attending his family ship with his 3 brothers. They stepped on an exploded cluster munition. Sajjad lost both of his legs. 2 of his brothers got killed. His younger brother suffered from stomach laceration. He couldn't play with his fellow kids. I mean, he couldn't go to school, he couldn't go anywhere, he couldn't do anything. And that is the face that I've seen for most of the nights that I wasn't able to sleep after the assignment. And I think that ECRC will be able to give him back that dignity with prosthetics. And this is one of the reasons why projects in Iraq are very important to those people. But I also went to minefields with the mining teams. What was very impressive for me is how slow the process is. Like how long it takes to clear like a 1 kilometer square, because they move 1 meter by 1 meter on their knees. He does that for about 10 hours a day, every day, with incredible dedication and incredible efforts. What I learned from this experience in Iraq is that education is key. Mine awareness education programs spread around the country that will definitely prevent at least children playing around with cluster ammunition and explosive ordnance and landmines. I was hungry when I was taking the picture of this project because those people were innocent civilians, especially the children. They had nothing to do with the war, with the landmines issue. They were non-combatant personnel. They were people which are supposed to be protected by the Geneva Convention, and they were affected and they lost their limbs on a landmine or on a cluster ammunition.